During the late 1960s and early 1970s, she was one of the most celebrated artists during the singer-songwriter movement. Today, it's about Laura Nyro.
The writing I was doing at a young age was very influenced by poetry that I was reading.
Born in the Bronx section of New York City in 1947, Laura's dad, Louis, was a trumpet player in a jazz band and a piano tuner. That skill would come in very useful. Later in this piece, we'll talk about how that skill helped her to get her publishing deal. Her mom, Gilda, was a bookkeeper. Through her own admission, Laura was not happy as a child. She retreated to poetry and music. She even taught herself how to play the piano. Among her early influences, Judy Garland and Billie Holiday. By the time she was 8, she was already writing songs. Laura later attended the Manhattan High School of Music and Art, where her appreciation grew much deeper for folk and jazz styles. Laura also attended meetings at the New York Society for Ethical Culture. She later cited that was a major influence on her progressive political views. Laura loved the sounds of harmony, so much so that she'd gather groups of people, whether it was at a party or on a street corner, to harmonize. She began to really love the soul and the girl groups and those great songs coming out of the Brill Building. You may recall I mentioned Laura's dad also tuned pianos for a living. Well, he was hired by A&R veteran Artie Mogul to go to his office and tune a piano. He convinced the record executive to listen to Laura's demos. The next day, Laura came in and sang for him, and she got her publishing deal. She signed that day. Next stop, Monterey Pop Festival, 1967. Sound familiar? That's right. The Fifth Dimension's #1 song, Wedding Bell Blues, was written by Laura Nyro. But wait, there's more, a lot more. Barbra Streisand, Stony End. Eli's Coming, Three Dog Night, and so many more. Of course, she put out her own albums too, like Eli and the 13th Confession, which blew everybody's mind, and I mean everybody. Don't take my word for it.
She was doing, I liked her songwriting, but she put in an album called Eli and the 13th Confession. And it just blew everybody's mind. Blew my mind, but it blew everybody's mind.
In addition to making other people rich and famous with the songs she wrote, Laura put out at least a dozen of her own albums infused with elements of jazz and soul and R&B and gospel with a powerful vocal. Please do not let Laura be the forgotten genius. She sadly died at the age of 49 from ovarian cancer. And let's not forget about the hit Blood, Sweat, and Tears made famous that Laura wrote. Rest in peace.
And when I die